Welcome to the Beyond Barriers podcast. If you're an ambitious woman who wants to dominate your career, then you are in the right place. This podcast is co-hosted by Nikki, digital innovator, serial entrepreneur, author, and speaker, and Monica Marquez, ex-Googler, diversity expert, and senior corporate leader. From inspiring stories to cutting-edge strategies, you'll learn how to develop the skill set, mindset, and tool set to get future-ready fast and accelerate your success. Hi, welcome to the Beyond Barriers Habits and Hacks show. Did you know that 70% of all hires are based on referrals? Well, on today's show, we're going to focus on the 5 essential elements of community so that you can build your tribe and gain their support to accelerate your success.
So, Monica, how do you describe community?
Community is about belonging and leveling up together and surrounding yourself around like-minded people that help lift you up. And a lot of people sometimes think about community as just being empowerment and feeling that sense of, again, belonging, but it's also a deep pool of resources that needs to be leveraged. And successful careers live and breathe because of the strong relationships and network that individuals have.
Right. And it's so many opportunities really come about because of someone you know. In fact, many times, if you're not in the know, you may not even be aware of the opportunities that exist. Isn't that right?
Yeah. So as we mentioned before, 70% of all hires are based on referrals. And most of the time, those are jobs that are never even posted online. So sometimes when you may be searching opportunities, those are the few and far between that have made it. There's probably about 80% more that you've never even seen in black and white print.
Wow. So there's a whole gold mine out there, but to access that, you have to have access to the right community.
Absolutely. So Nikki, what are the keys to building a strong community?
So there are 5 essential elements to building community.
Mm-hmm.
The first one is having access and proximity to influential people and networks.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about who you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's about who knows you.
Mm-hmm.
So I may know Oprah, but last time I checked, she doesn't know me.
Really? I figured she'd be on your speed dial.
Yeah. So what it comes down to is overcoming the biggest challenge that most people face is they may have this sort of dream list of, or aspiration to get access and proximity, but they have no idea who or how.
Mm-hmm.
So the first step is really quite simply just defining who's on that dream list for you, who's within your reach that could accelerate your success and why. And if you're very specific about that, now you have sort of a clear target of exactly who it is you need to reach. And then you can sort of figure out in what ways you can create value for them or figure out the degrees of separation and the connections that you could leverage to get access and introductions to them. In some cases, you might even have to join a certain organization or a private club or an affiliation that allows you to get that specific kind of access. But it's really important that because it really comes down to proximity is power. When you have proximity to the right people, it gives you faster results. You learn at a higher level. You actually get better strategies by observing how they solve problems, how they're able to achieve those results. And then simply you just have access to things you might have otherwise never known about. The second essential element of community is having the support and advocacy of mentors and sponsors. First off, there's a difference between mentors and sponsors. Mentors may guide you, but sponsors are the ones that have the decision-making ability to actually influence your career.
Yes.
And having their support, but more importantly, their advocacy for your success so that they're advocating for you when you're not even in the room. So having that support and advocacy from important mentors and sponsors is really key in terms of having that influential network. And so to that end, you have to be intentional in identifying exactly what are the areas that you do need mentorship in or who are the sponsors that can accelerate your career and be able to approach them with a specific ask for a specific time frame and know exactly how you're going to contribute towards them, more importantly. what's in it for them? In what ways are you helping them perhaps build their legacy or give back or pay it forward? And or potentially even supporting a cause or an initiative that is really important to them. So being intentional about identifying your areas of need, the mentors and sponsors that can help you, but then also earning that trust and the respect and their advocacy. So they're championing for you when you're not in the room. The third essential element of community is actively leveraging your network. This is an area that women especially tend to struggle with because we may have a lot of friends and connections, but we don't necessarily feel comfortable in asking them for help.
Yes, that's very true.
It affects our success because your network is your net worth. And it
like
doesn't
that.
matter how many people you know if you're just not, if you just don't know how to ask them for help and how to tap into the resources that they can give you access to. So it's really important to know how to leverage and not see it as a negative thing that you're taking from them, but in fact, you're giving them a benefit of an expertise or a service that you may offer, or simply being someone that they have the pride and joy of being able to help. So if you don't ask, you don't get, and you have to learn how to ask. The fourth essential element of community is actively seeking peers at the next level to help you grow. You become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, right?
Yes,
We've
you
all
do.
heard that.
Yes.
But it's easier said than done because we get so comfortable being around the same people and the same peers and the same coworkers that we're not looking ahead. That does not mean you simply discard the people in your life, but you have to keep adding to the next level and figuring out what it is that you need to develop in what ways are you frankly being held back? What new influences or inspiration do you need? What new ideas are important for you to bring into your life? So constantly leveling up and looking at the next step or the next building block that's important, and then identifying the peer group that you want to create around that. Being able to identify that. So maybe it is a certain level in your career. Look outside your company within the industry to say, who's out there at the next level that I could actually, become peers with and learn from them. Or maybe you own a business and you're looking at, I have a $10 million business. How do I develop a peer group of people with $50 million businesses so I can sort of normalize that level of success? And really what it comes down to is when we become peers with the next level, we start to emulate their habits, their mindset, and success at that level then becomes a lot more accessible and normal for us.
So in other words, it's kind of like diversifying your network, and then you are, in essence, then expanding your frame of reference.
Yes, you're expanding your frame of reference to something that previously seemed perhaps unattainable, or you just didn't know how you could get there. But when you've got a set of peers that are already there, you learn directly from them. And you also realize if they can do it, so can I. And then finally, the fifth essential element of community is actively seeking and valuing feedback and accountability. This is one of my favorite topics of all time. I'm a big believer in feedback and I live by accountability. And so when it comes to feedback, it's not just about being okay with the feedback someone's giving you, it's actively seeking it out and almost seeing it as a gift that someone's giving to you because they care about you. So if you seek out the feedback to say, hey, what could I grow in? Or what am I doing great? It's not just negative. What is it that you need awareness in to say you're great at this thing? So being able to get that feedback, but then once someone cares enough to give you that feedback, value their perspective and their opinion, take action on it. And when you see progress, go tell them. Thank them for it and tell them, hey, you gave me this perspective or you gave me this feedback that helped me get better. And here's how much I've grown. Because that kind of closed loop kind of conversation motivates other people to say, yes, you're worth my time to help you get better because you take action and because you care enough to tell me that you are getting better. So that level of accountability to say, I'm accountable for my growth. And because of that, I will seek feedback from others. I will take action when they give it to me and I will circle back with them so that they continue to feel inspired and motivated to help me.
Excellent. So, Nikki, share with everyone your maybe favorite habit or hack in building community and deepening your relationships.
So there's a couple I can share. First off, to me, it's about earning trust and respect.
Mm-hmm.
And that begins by simply keeping your word. Be pristine with your word. If you make a commitment to someone, or for that matter, even to yourself,
right,
keep your word. You don't want to be that person that is unreliable, doesn't follow through, doesn't remember, or doesn't close the loop on a conversation. So if you want to earn the trust and respect of people, be the person that does exactly what they say they will.
Mm-hmm.
And so keeping your word is a big part of earning respect and trust. The second thing I would say is offer your expertise. Become the go-to person that your network relies on for the help that they need. You have a gift, you have a talent, a skill, a competency that you're known for.
Mm-hmm.
Offer it to them. Ask them how you can help them with that. Ask them if there are people that they know that you can help, offer your help to. Right? So become that go-to expert and be generous with your talent because you're applying your gift for good.
Okay, everyone, here's your homework for the week. Take one habit or hack that we shared with you in this episode and take action on it today. Then share it on Instagram and let us know what you did. Be sure to tag us so that we can highlight your story. And visit us on IamBeyondBarriers.com, where you can find show notes and links to all the resources we referenced in this episode. Thanks for listening. There are thousands of podcasts out there, and we are so grateful that you've chosen to listen to ours. Visit IamBeyondBarriers.com, where you'll find show notes and links to all the resources referenced in this episode. And be sure to take the quiz on the website. Your score will tell you where you are, what helps you gain momentum, and what holds you back. You'll also get a free guide with cutting-edge career strategies. We'd also love to hear from you. Share your comments and topic suggestions on IamBeyondBarriers.com. And we'll be sure to address them in future episodes. If you enjoyed our show today, please subscribe and rate the podcast, or just tell a friend about it. See you next episode.